Tangent Lounge. I'm Gary.
I'm Dorrie, just Dorrie.
And we have a very special guest tonight.
Hey everyone, it's Anissa.
Oh my god, we have tried so many times and for so long to get her here, and there have been complications. She had to fly off to the UN and take care of shit that Angelina Jolie couldn't do, but she's here now.
Yeah, and I'm a healthy weight.
Yep. And she's much hotter than Angelina Jolie.
Well, we know.
Well,
we've said that for years.
I don't know about that. I would totally take Angelina Jolie if she was right here.
Well, that's three of us.
Okay.
Come on now.
Right.
Nobody's that straight.
You've been lounged. Okay, we gotta go.
So naturally, as always, we've wasted all the good content on our conversation before
show's over.
Anybody showed up. We have ourselves a little dinner. The lounge is rolling. We're having ciders of many kinds here.
Of two towns, which I'm really gonna try to get as a sponsor.
Local. I think it
so.
might work
Two
out.
Towns cider.
Yes, the two
We
towns
love you.
who are local here. Anissa brought a Prickle Me Pink, which is a prickly pear cider. Kind of a pear that's prickly. Which
Thank you.
Okay, so they're local, and how the fuck do they get prickly pear? Because we're not the desert.
Imported.
Okay.
Fuck, I don't know.
Well, anyway, moving on to interesting topics. So there was an eclipse.
Yes.
I hear.
Yes. It was awesome.
So the shit came in front of the moon. Okay, so we were here in we're in the path, right?
Yes.
The dead, well, not quite dead, but close enough to fucking dead center of the
100%.
totality
100%
as it
coverage.
passes through. So wherever you are in the nation or Canada as a listener, maybe you saw 90%. And you know what? Portland saw 90%. And if I lived in Portland and with the stories that I had heard of the impending doom that was the Central Valley here, I would have said, fuck that, 90% is good enough. We're good to go. It's like, the difference between 2% and whole milk. Whole milk is whole milk. 2%. I mean, fucking, come on, 2%. What's it going to do to you? But when they tell me 90%, I would have seen it. So
I'm sorry. Let me just get this straight. You're equaling cow milk,
right?
with a huge universal event.
Oh, who doesn't? Everybody needs calcium. I mean, we're talking osteoporosis. Do you want osteoporosis?
Come on, I have everything. I'm fucking 52.
Yeah, good point. Look at you. Yeah. But so 90%. I had not expected this, but do you know how often a partial solar eclipse could happen and we would not fucking know a thing?
Every 18 months.
Every 15 minutes. Did you notice that?
Oh, I thought it was every 18. Oh, partial. I'm sorry. I thought like whole eclipse is every 18 months, I thought.
You put the glasses on, you look at the sun. Okay, so a lot of people probably don't know this outside of the listening area.
Right.
We all were able to get these little paper glasses that were pretty much like welding goggles. You could not see a fucking thing unless you're looking at the sun, in which you could see it in its orange form. Or yellow. I think I had it over my sunglasses. Anyway, as the moon encroached on the face of the sun, you started to see a little something, and then I don't know about you. I thought for sure it was coming in from the west, right, the left, as we're looking at it.
Ours came in from the right, where I was looking.
Upper
right.
It's like 1 o'clock of the moon, of the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was confusing because it's traveling across America, so I would have thought as it's coming across. Anyway, fuck, I don't know math. But you're looking at it, and it's coming in, okay, it's at first it's a very little bitty bite out of the top.
Right.
Not even Pac-Man. Then it starts kind of turning into Pac-Man a little bit, and then it looks like, hey, it's a crescent moon, but it's the sun. The whole time, I take the glasses off, I'm looking around, I can't see a change at all. Right? You can't look up and look at the sun, obviously. Until even the last little sliver of it, you cannot look at that fucker. That moon could be coming 90% in front of that sun 10 times a week, and I wouldn't know it.
Oh.
Really? As I got down to 90%, the light looked a little different.
Yeah, there was a different look to it
right.
on the aesthetic of the light. There
was
definitely
actually really nice light. It was like wearing polarized sunglasses that are right out of the box.
I would like to have that color light as our nighttime.
Yeah.
Or at least our twilight. You know, just because it's not, like I was telling Anissa, it's not a color found in our daily or nightly vision.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah.
And it would be so, around Halloween.
Well, then it occurred to me, too, this has been going on for all of human history. So imagine working in a field in Egypt in 08, pretty much 08, right?
Not really into history either? Okay.
Okay. to tell the truth.
So we've got math and history out of the way.
Okay, well, that leaves language. You're looking around, you're going, wow, it looks kind of fucking weird here. And then you look up in the sky and you see what we saw. Mm-hmm. There's a god, and it's angry.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, though, they would probably, I'm surmising, I'm not an anthropologist, but that they would quickly try to do some prayers,
throw some rocks,
rituals, something, and then all of a sudden the sun came back.
Virgin!
Which is that has nothing to do with the talk. He just wants a virgin.
Okay, well,
which had something to do with their prayer. So it reinforced their rituals, saying, oh, it worked. We appeased the god or gods. He or she and them gave us back the sun.
Right.
We need to do this a lot.
At this moment, it didn't look like that was going to happen.
Right. So, I mean, that's where a lot of those rituals probably came from.
Yeah.
And some religions, for that matter.
Just what an unbelievable thing to see. And I were you guys of the opinion it was going to be dark?
Yeah, I thought, Anissa, I'm going to make Anissa talk.
Oh, no.
She's here to do some of that.
Yeah, I thought it was going to get darker than it did, but I was surprised how chilly it got.
Yeah.
And I was on a friend's farm, and as it's happening, all his animals are starting to, like, kind of bed down again. Even though they were just fed a few hours ago, they're like, oh, it's nighttime now. Let's get all, the ducks are getting all bedded down. And I was really surprised at the animal changes. We also saw swallows doing kind of their nightly eating, both when it was coming in and then going out. So it was really fascinating to watch the animals. So I also wonder about those people back in the day, and then their animals or whatever things are around them too, just how they're reacting as well. I thought was quite interesting, but I didn't think about it from an anthropological standpoint of appeasing the god, goddess, all that stuff. That's really interesting too.
Yeah,
I'm super fucking smart. Did anybody? I'm not really. I'm not really.
I was gonna say that, but give me enough time.
Nobody likes me, so that's okay.
Well, not nobody.
Come on.
I like you.
Oh, thank you.
See, there you go. That's not nobody.
That's not nobody.
It was. We here in the path of totality had dealt with a lot of...
We here in the path of totality.
There was a lot of hype.
Sorry.
There was a lot of...
Fuck me with the traffic...
God damn it.
Y2K bullshit.
Yeah, this was the nearest to the end of the world as we were going to get.
Fuck me. And I live in a little Lebanon, Oregon. And the infinite wisdom of the Chamber of Commerce, there's got to be hundreds of thousands of people. First of all, how would you all even do that? You don't have the capability to throw on a decent event. How could you possibly get that kind of fucking data, right?
Yeah.
Second of all, I almost didn't go to the Bigfoot Festival because of everyone freaking out about traffic.
Right. We're going to put a pin in that.
Yeah. I just wanted, but that was my traffic related.
Yeah, we were told to expect 40,000 people on Thursday. The eclipse happened Monday. So eclipse weekend was expected to be, well, we were calling it the apoco-eclipse or the eclipse-ellipse or however that worked out. And there was gas did run out, so that was like the one
that
thing.
To me is bizarre because it didn't in Lebanon at all.
Really,
not at all.
Yeah, apparently gasoline shipments weren't happening from Portland, which is our major refinery area, for the week because of the expected cataclysmic traffic that was going to happen. So maybe the word got out and everybody stayed home, but it also kind of has a feel like, well, when real shit goes down, we're going to look at that like this and Y2K and all the other bullshit that's always been, ooh, bird flu. Watch out for bird flu. It's going to get you.
Yeah. Everything's a big fucking deal.
Sky's going to fall, and it never does.
Yeah. SARS.
Yeah.
SARS was a big deal.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, everybody had SARS. Yeah. No one had SARS. 5 people had
Mad
SARS.
cow disease.
Mm-hmm.
Mad cow disease. There have been some people who had it, but not 8 million.
Yeah. Angry
25.
Cow. Upset cow, slightly perturbed cow, but not mad cow. We were in the
irked cow disease. When you get it, you just kind of go.
We were in the Dalles, and the Sears store the A had burned out on the Sears sign out front, so it became, or actually the E, it had become SARS, which I thought was pretty cool.
I love it.
So, but with all the hype and the whole thing, and all of us here going irritation, like what the fuck, all these people are going to be here, which they weren't, but the story was that they would be. So we go out and we sit and we wait and glasses down. So in 1979 there was there was an eclipse that happened that passed through roughly this area, but Madras was like the place to be. Central Oregon, north of Bend and Redmond, little shitbird.
Just a slight tangent. It had been called Madras and Madras.
Right.
Moving on.
That was the town I grew up in.
Oh.
In 1979, I came out of my grandma's house on Eclipse Day, looking at the sun, which was apparently a no-no. And
What's up, Trump?
yeah, I'll be president one day. I guess the odds are just as good. That you look up and there's the bridal ring effect, and the sun is coming just around the moon just a little bit, and it was something to see, and it burned onto my psyche, maybe my retinas. Yeah. But the ground was waving with light waves, and I was expecting that this time, and I didn't see it. But so anyway, we're sitting. Mrs. E and I are over in the softball field nearby, so it's wide open grass.
Is that where the more mid-morning sex feeling up thing happens?
Yes, it is. Nice callback to the fucking in the dugout.
The very one.
Or dugging in the fuck out.
There were people sitting in the other dugout, so you've got the adjacent dugout where the actual breast sex was happening.
Fuck
Oh,
Doug.
that's right. It was breath.
Yes, it was. And the other, the fuck Doug. That sounds like a video game from the 80s.
Listen. I've had 2 ciders and
Dig
4
Dug.
Advil.
Oh.
Good night, everybody. I'm the fucking gonna be the Oregon State vegetable here in a minute.
be like
so-
Oregon?
that too. See, I can't. I got that.
Somebody a goddamn Beck album in here. So, right, people restrained themselves from the actual breast sex during the event because there were people involved and children and everyone out there on the field. So, again, expecting tens of thousands of people. There were maybe 20 folks out on the grass, which was nice. And watching the sun go in front of the thing with the little glasses. And again, back in '79, we didn't have the glasses. We had the cardboard box on the head with the yeah. I didn't go for that. That's why my retinas were burned. But this time, there was actually a guy at that point across the field with the box on his head.
Nice.
It was really cool. Kind of reminded me of not necessarily the news for some reason.
Did you run over and push him over?
I should have.
Yeah.
Just like
Sorry.
that would have happened back in the day.
Yeah, it would have.
So the glasses, although it seems like a pretty low-tech option that maybe in '79 would have been available, but I don't know. They hadn't thought of it. So here we are. Had any of you heard that there were a number of recalled glasses?
Yes, tons of counterfeit. I actually had to do a whole social media awareness for Lynn Benton Community
Look at
College's
you.
iLearn, and so I did a lot of research. And like, even if you got it from a reputable manufacturer, sometimes the stamping of ISO with the reference number can just be stamped down, or it can be stamped down that it's from this reputable organization. So there were so many counterfeits going out there.
What the
Amazon,
fuck?
I believe, did a recall and then said, "Oh wait, no, it is okay." Our freaking bookstore at Lynn Benton Community College recalled the ones they were selling.
That's right.
Oh.
I mean, come on.
I
Yeah.
got the morning of the eclipse.
Tangent.
The
And this works
morning.
for the Lynn Benton.
Lynn Benton Community College.
I learned.
Here it is. Yeah, you do.
The morning of, shit you not, the morning of the eclipse.
That's right.
On my phone, there's a cafe house here. Well, not only that, we got several severe alert warnings.
If you're climbing, watch out for falling rocks.
yeah, what
Did
is
you
that
get that
word?
one?
Yeah, if you're climbing, watch out for falling rocks. Why would the eclipse even matter with falling rocks?
Right,
I don't
yeah,
get it. But here's
well,
the big one.
okay.
Dutch Brothers,
Yep.
whom I
Oh.
love with all my heart and soul. My
Right.
nephew works there.
I know the owner, Coffee Bob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Lives right down the street.
apparently they recalled all of their glasses the morning of the eclipse via text.
Yeah, awesome. So how many people right now can't see because this shit happened last second?
I don't know.
And I have also wondered, there used to be those, like, people who would do things to over-the-counter medication so that people would get sick and whatnot. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, how many people out there are trying to make other people go blind or have retinal damage because
Right.
they're that kind of sick fuck in the head.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry for saying that.
Oh, seriously?
Wait, you can say sick.
Some of the
Go ahead.
stuff that comes out of my mouth,
Well,
Anissa?
well,
Come on.
I'm dainty and a lady.
She is
That's right.
dating him. I am not.
Yeah,
No.
well, it's been said.
Anyways, serial killers and serial herders. I don't know what it's
Serial
called.
eyeball slayers.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so here's the latest. Because I loves me some ridiculous conspiracy
Bring it on.
and stupid
Okay.
logic.
Right.
We'll get to the egg later. There are a faction of individuals on the interwebs. Yeah, because these people used to be able to hole up in their rooms with their tinfoil hats and their red yarn leading to pictures on a wall.
What's wrong with that?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
They could keep to themselves, goddammit. Or they'd have a newsletter, and that's it. Now, everybody has a fucking computer.
The lone gunman.
Yeah, can just jump on this shit. And here's the latest one. The latest one is that you can indeed look up at the eclipse before and after totality because it's a NASA conspiracy to not look to sell glasses.
Because they made a lot on that.
Hands down.
Well,
hands down. See, I love finding this shit out. I find it in the deepest, darkest parts of the internet.
Dark web.
I do. They're like the flat earther bitches.
Mr. Trump didn't have it. Was attempting to not
Clue.
look, right? Well,
twice he looked. 2 or 3 times he looked without it. I'm only hoping that it's singed right in his brain.
I get the feeling that
I'm trying not to be political on this thing, but
blindness might help him.
We have got to be the last bastion of no politics, because I literally have started turning off my news. Instead of waking up to CNN or MSNBC, I've been now waking up to music. Because it literally is sucking my soul. I shit you not.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing like marathons of The Simpsons.
There you go.
Just fun.
Cartoons will save
happy, because it really is starting to suck my soul. It is.
Soul sucking.
Soul sucking.
Yeah.
Fuck Duggan.
So, yeah. Again, so after all of this, there was the hype of, we were expecting the 40,000 people and then the 50,000 people the next day. Mm-hmm. And then there would be no gas, no food. My boss went to a meeting with the city that said there was going to be a 60% chance that we would lose the grid. This was heavy shit coming down. We didn't go to Costco. That's how serious it was. We didn't shop at Costco because we didn't want our freezer to go out because we might lose all of our shit. Yeah. I'm talking serious shit here. At any rate, we're sitting there, and we all have the inner hipster that's kind of like going to be a little bit of a, what the fuck, whatever. Very little, whatever. There's a little bit of like, oh, this won't be that big a deal. Let me tell you.
You mean the panic, not the event itself.
Well,
the weirdness.
No, the event. Yeah, yeah.
Both.
Oh, see,
a bit of
I'm a
both.
big fucking nerd. I was way into it.
Well, and rightfully so, because I don't know. I'm assuming that you guys had the same experience, and I'm sure most people did. Because that again, back to the original point, that the sun can be blotted out to 90, 95, 98%, and you still can't fucking look at that bitch. That is how much energy it's putting out. But as you're watching with the glasses on, you're watching that last little sliver wink out, and then you raise your glasses. Good God. Oh, yeah. What you saw then, tears to the eyes, amazement. And I am a little ashamed to say it, the smartass that I am, at the last almost minute and a half of before we went to totality, I decided it'd be a good idea to put Total Eclipse of the Heart on my phone.
That's nothing wrong with that.
Well,
she was gonna sing.
She sang it, and she was horrible. Just FYI.
Really?
Oh, yeah, well, because she had nodes to begin with, and she had some fucked up node issues later on. And she sang it, and it was awful. But it was kind of like if Tom Waits and Rod Stewart had a baby and ate, sandpaper. That would be. But bless her heart, she did it, and people still appreciated it, and whatever.
Well, they were there with her.
Right. I mean, it was on a cruise, actually, in the bay. Yeah, so it was kind of cool. It was kind of groovy.
That's pretty kick-ass, actually.
Yeah, it was.
But, so, oddly enough, I started it on the phone. Mrs. E had the good sense to try and get me to kind of turn it off a little bit, because we got other people here in the park that are probably trying to have a moment. I didn't realize how quiet it was going to be. That was eerie but fucking cool. That animals, sounds, traffic, whatever, everything died away, and it was perfect silence until the cheering began. And it's like clapping at a movie. I mean, who gives a fuck? But still, how could you not? I mean,
we just applauded nature.
Yeah.
That's what we did. We applauded nature.
There was nothing better in nature to see at that moment.
Some dickhead, the same dickhead who lives across the street, who always buys the illegal fucking fireworks in Seattle, shot off a giant one that pops in the sky right during totality. Like, nature wasn't fucking good enough for this guy. I'm going to shoot off a goddamn mortar. And it scared the cat, and everyone was like, what the fuck? That's not cool.
Well, okay. Well, that guy makes me feel better, because I felt a little bit bad afterwards, because I was like, this should have probably been a quiet moment for anybody, although I did hear somebody a little in the distance go, turn it up. Aww. So, and it crescendoed at just the right time and everything. It was kind of fucking cool in a way, but also kind of like, it's not my place to add my little fucking thing into other people's once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Firework.
Yeah, basically. So but I don't know if you saw it from Lebanon. a plane, passenger airliner, hooked a Yui in front of the sun during the whole thing, so it left a contrail, which actually looked really cool.
I did not see that.
Yeah, that was a thing. Like, you could actually pay to be up in a plane during the eclipse.
I would not doubt it. I texted a buddy of mine who's a pilot. I've been working on this guy's house for a while, and it's been a while since I have. But so young pilot, dude, like Kyle MacLachlan looking, like, okay,
Single?
oh. If I was gonna be gay, I might be gay for this
God.
guy.
Oh, he's not gay though.
No.
Tall?
Oh yeah.
Too young?
I don't know.
I'd say what's
Got a
age?
little gray going. He's a handsome man.
Does he like fat chicks?
Yeah, he might.
All right then.
He might like them all. So he's a hell of a man, specimen. And I texted him to see if he was flying that day because he has his own plane as well as being an airline pilot. And
Oh, come on!
yeah, I know. It's like Gilda Lily much. He had been flying that morning, but was grounded for the eclipse and got to experience it. But yeah, El Señor, as they say.
So you got to start making some lists of people
Yeah.
that you run into. So when I lose like 40 pounds real quick, I can track them down.
Sadly, that makes one on the list. Yeah. There aren't a lot of people out there that make an impression.
There's a lot of people who like fat chicks.
This guy does. So, yeah, there was that, and we saw an amazing thing. And now we should take a quick break.
You're listening to The Tangent Lounge featuring Electric Gary and Dorrie Just Dorrie. You can find us on Podbean, Podcast Addict, iTunes, Facebook, Twitter, thetangentlounge.com, and thetangentlounge@gmail.com.
There we go. And we're back.
Yeah, he tells me to be quiet, and then says a string of expletives because he can't find the go button.
Fuck off. So, yeah, there's been some Twitter action and some this and that. And Anissa just mentioned that she's like the specialist on the social media. So talk about that.
Well, I mean, I try to be. I got a certificate through Lynn Benton Community College, I learned, which I work for.
Excellent.
But yeah, it's really interesting. With a lot of the research they're doing right now, you need to be tweeting 15 to 18 times a day, which seems ridiculous, but it's totally true
You
because
just
of
get Trump down to that much.
Oh,
Does that equal retweets as well, or just initial tweets?
just initial tweets. But it's awesome that you're retweeting. It really is. And that you're connecting to other people and responding to them and building a community and having engagement. That's what's really awesome. The unfortunate thing is a lot of people do vanity metrics like, oh, someone liked this. Well, that's not really engaging them in any way. So what you really should be doing is getting them engaged into a landing page onto your website, like having them click through so that they actually go to the website, learn more information about you, things like that. It's really about that engagement that actually converts them into doing something, that call to action. So you should always have a call to action, like, and check our blog page for this, or
Start some fires.
Yeah. Well, I
have
mean,
done that, which is good though.
yeah.
So I didn't know I was doing the right thing.
yeah, totally
Okay, good.
doing the right thing. It's a hard battle, but you're definitely on the right track. So
Yay!
How are you
Yay.
liking your job?
I really like my job. I have kind of two jobs there. The first one is kind of a student advisor, counselor, help people sign up for short-term training certificates, get them back in the workplace, things like that. So I'm kind of like their little coach and supporter. So that's really fun. And then I actually got added into doing some of their social media stuff. So I'm trying to stay on top, but it changes every freaking day. There's always something new, a new algorithm, a new target audience. You have to look for a different platform that's doing this new thing. And does that mean you should do it because of their target audience you have? It's pretty overwhelming, to be honest. And it's really hard to keep up to date. And I'm floundering a bit.
Oh, I'm sure you're fine.
Fine
You just
is not
gave me
great.
some great information though. See?
Yeah, I have the information. It's all about implementing it and getting a team and how important video actually is. So that's why I'm really excited about you guys trying to get into the YouTube atmosphere, showing like when your stuff was stolen and the lady ran into the cart. I mean, that actually would be really potent because I think I read the other day on Facebook at least 135% increased engagement if you use video.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm so bad. I'm not a video editor. That's not my deal. And I did do some video of our thing. Oh.
Yeah, when you did Facebook Live, that was excellent.
Oh, see, that I want to do again. But I actually did some video with a really decent camera, and I have to learn how to edit it. And I just got a little lazy the last couple weeks before school started because I just wanted to be very Dorrie-centric.
And bleeds legal.
And I have not smoked it in decades.
Okay.
I won't actually. I'll probably, if I do try
We're going with the patch then?
I'm gonna just
They exist.
fucking brownies. Well, no, what I'll probably do actually with the weed, just because I want to be able to go, yeah, it's legal. Hee hee. I'm an Oregon citizen now. Whatever. And
only.
I'll just probably get something that I can put in a tea or something, and not an edible. It's too strong.
They have honey sticks.
Ooh.
Aren't those pretty potent though?
There's different levels, Dorrie. Different levels.
Okay. So when I was in high school, there was a level of whoever
Don't
had
go
it for free. I mean,
Yes.
that's what the level was.
And
Yoda.
yes, and how incredibly high in THC it is now. It's quite difficult for those who had smoked, took a pause for a few years, and now trying to get back into it.
Yeah, so I don't want to end up in the hospital because I think I'm a large rabbit. You know, I mean, it's going to be so powerful to me.
There's also doggy edibles for your puppers,
Really?
which
Oh,
is
Josie.
controversial.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice, and dosing is really difficult to do. And like, I think Animal Crackers in Corvallis sell some, but again, it's like the
why?
size of your dog. Well, we used it for
Pain or-
my sister-in-law's pup went through a major surgery and he wasn't doing very well, so we kind of added it in to mellow him out,
Okay.
and it actually worked quite successfully. You could definitely tell though when he was going.
His poetry was really intense. Yes.
There was a lot of snapping, you're right.
Exactly.
I remember when I was in high school, I used to go to Rocky Horror Picture Show every weekend, because that's what you do, dressed up, did the whole thing,
Oh, yeah.
reenacted it. And some of the people I hung around with weren't terribly savory. But, you know, you're making those choices.
Like now.
You're sort of, yeah, like now. Present company included.
Bag of glass, you know.
You know, but you break out of that thing. You're like, I'm going to hang out with a guy who gets his, parakeet high. You know, that's what they did. They used to blow the pot smoke in the parakeet's face. And internally, I'm like, that's fucked up. But outside, I'm like, because you're desperately trying to find who you are.
How's the parakeet do?
I mean, fine. I mean, he was a little, but I mean, it was okay.
Yeah. His paintings really improved. That's
Do you have a list of those? You just got to keep them by your computer?
Sure.
Well, are we, because I got a thing that we got to talk about.
Okay.
It's not the egg, though. The egg's coming later.
Should we leave that as a cliffhanger?
You want to leave the egg as a clue? Yeah, let's do that. Fuck off.
All
Let's fuck
right
off.
then. Well, for those of you who are going to wait till next week, that's the Tangent Lounge. I'm Gary.
I'm Dorrie, just Dorrie.
And
Anissa,
has made it a full circle.
like the eclipse.
Hey.
Lounge.
Love yourselves.